And we are live. Welcome, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Crown League. Today we have a really interesting match. We have the Flying Eagles versus the Flying Eagles Academy. And before we get into the clips, I will advertise once again. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, join the Discord server, and check out our TikTok. Apart from that, let's get into the clips before we head into the match. For the first clip here, pretty one of the interesting clips, which is a clutch coming in from Atala here on the frigid glacier. We had this match last week or this week. I think it was last week. And Atala, look at the frigid glacier. Just look at the Aurora here. Just carrying the whole team fight. A freeze will be coming in soon, and there it is, just freezing the entire team, winning the whole fight. She carried this match all the way through. One of the best Aurora clips we probably have in this league so far. Next up is a double snipe going in from the Aurora. As you can see, Brody barely escapes with the Purify here, but Sele doesn't let that go slide and gets the kill here. That's not it though, because there is another one coming. As you can see, the Aurora on the 1 HP, but Sele once again said, nah, not gonna let that slide. Catches him on the last second of the recall and just wipes him out here. Pretty insane clip coming in from him. The chase and everything. That's a scary mage if you think about it. Next up, we have the one and only clip here coming in from GGA himself with the offended flicker. As you can see, implosion coming in from Valentina, and then there's a reply coming in from GGA on the Ruby. You can see him on the side here. We'll be going in for the ammo offended with the flicker, and yeah, a pretty disappointing one. It was pretty funny though, pretty funny to witness. And then last but not least, we have one of the best Grok clips we've gotten so far in this league. Like this Grok clip is probably my favorite. Just look at the Grok here. He's gonna go for dive of the year. Yeah, the wild charge in going in, the reply from the other team. Just, I love this clip, man. Anyway, that's it for the clips before the match. I'll see you during the match. Oh, that certainly is a quick one. And we're back for the first match here. We have Flying Eagles versus Flying Eagles Academy. For the Academy here, we have Leila Nomana, King Sama, Balkan Nightmare, Alasia, and Dobby versus the Flying Eagles themselves. Bronya, SLA, Christy, Vlad, and Pumpkin. Your typical five here. It's pretty interesting to see how this one is gonna play out. And something funny that I wanna mention is that for the Flying Eagles Academy leader, well, it's not the academy is not the same leader as the actual team. They have their own leader as well. And for the leader, he didn't want to play against the Flying Eagles themselves out of respect or something. That's what I heard from them, and it was pretty funny. And I decided to mention it here for later on. So yeah. Apart from that, let's see how this match is gonna go. As you can see, the Flying Eagles Academy, Layla, King Sama, and Balkan Nightmare taking out the Matilda, Arlot, and Joy versus Flying Eagles here taking out Joy, Diggy, Guinevere, and Ixia. Pretty interesting bands for a few while actually. I've been watching Wolkenstern play with the squad and play usually 5 Qs, and Diggy is a prio band. Not only that, but Ixia as well, always getting taken out. So Nathan, I've seen him ban Nathan on several occasions, though I don't think that is the case for this one, though, as he probably knows what he's dealing with. So he probably must not find Nathan that threatening. Speaking of which, we have Alicia on the first pick on the Nana here. A pretty solid pick on the Nana. Despite her nerf, actually, he's still pretty good, though I would say there are better choices. And looks like the Flying Eagles themselves did go for those choices, like a Tigreal and a Carry, two heavy picks coming in, knowing that the Diggy is banned, though there is still a Minnow. It is still depends on the team, depends on what they're gonna play. So I would pretty much say that they got the better picks here. As for Academy, they could have probably gone for better stuff here. Maybe taking the Minnow first, which they're still gonna get anyways. Maybe take the Carry away. Carry is known to be a promising marksman during the games. And yeah, Maybe several options too, we don't know yet, but the Minnow taken in by Balkan Nightmare, followed up by King Sama on the Barracks here. Now that's some beefy draft here, pretty beefy, pretty tanky, and a Novaria from Sele there. We just clipped her Novaria, we just reviewed the snipes, and let's see if we're gonna get more on this match as the second ban phase coming in. The Nathan, there it is. I mentioned it earlier. Nathan does get banned here, though I didn't see it. Not enough hate. Not enough hate. I just looked at the chat, man. I'll hate in match. How about this? I'll hate them during the match. Something funny happens, and I'll start hating. Apart from that, we have the second ban phase. Nathan taken out. Xborg as well taken out by Layla here. Pumpkin in with the last ban for the side of Flying Eagles before the last actual ban in the second ban draft for Flying Eagles Academy. And a Ruby. A pretty interesting and solid pick here because XP for side of XP Dolby here would have gone for the Ruby, or maybe there's a lot better bands as well, maybe like a Lapo for those backlines. But Ruby is also one to watch out for. Have the last ban here for the Academy. And it's going to be a CC. I mean, knowing Pumpkin, he does love playing that CC, so it is the right decision to take a CC out here, but instead he will be going in with Terizla, one of his favorites as well. So I'm pretty excited to see how he's gonna deal with the Terizla here, how he's gonna do, the insane penalty zones coming from this guy. But once again, we still might see some fails. We have now Layla here with Dobby picking, and are we gonna see a Layla on Layla? Hmm. I mean, I would personally say Layla against Terizla and Tig shouldn't be a thing. But once again, you can't really underestimate this guy since he was Global 1 Layla. He knows how to deal with a lot of stuff. But we don't know yet. We could see a Layla on Layla, or maybe he's gonna go with more comfortable picks here, like a Claude and a Clint. And there it is, the Claude coming in from Layla. Dobby with the last pick for the side of Academy here, and it's a Khalid. Ooh. Khalid is one I didn't expect, but is actually a pretty good one too. Thanks to his movement speed buffs and stuff. Khalid is a pretty solid XP laner, knowing that he can also rotate pretty quickly as well. That what makes him so good is his movement speed passive and his ability to out rotate. So yeah, I kind of like the Khalid pick here. And then we have Alpha for the last pick for Vlad here. Pretty interesting pick here. Alpha is definitely a solid pick, especially against Mino Khalid and Barrett's here. Um, I'm excited about this. Both drafts seem to be tanky, seem to be beefy. So it really depends for the marksman here. This is their game. This is Layla and Christie's game. Let's see how this is gonna play out. I'll see you during the match.
5 seconds till the end of the
And
ring.
we are back for
Fight!
match number one. Flying Eagles versus Flying Eagles Academy. Like I said, for Flying Eagles, we have Bronya, Christie, LA Pumpkin, and Vlad the Impaler versus the Academy. Layla, Balkan Nightmare, King Sama, Dobby, and last but not least, Alacia. Let's see how this gonna play out here. I'm pretty excited about this actually. Been waiting for it since like 2 weeks ago or so. And Bronya over here getting poked heavily by the Academy will have to use Flicker early on. Looks like the Academy do know how to deal with invades, how to drive out the roamers here and pressure them heavily, and they did it well. Possibly could go for an early domination here if played right by the academy. If they prioritize that XP movement speed like as much as they can, make use of every macro skill they have, could be a pretty good early for them. But once again, we don't know yet because there is an alpha, and that is one to watch out for, especially in the mid game. Not early or not late. Mid game is alpha's game at this point, so we still don't know yet. Some poke coming in from Vlad, and King Sama does take notice of this. Will try to get the retry. Gets the 4. Daytona's welcome coming in from King Sama, taking on Vlad here. Will they get the kill as Vlad is in trouble and will be taken out first blood by Alicia here. Also an Astro recall coming in from Sally though does not shake the team here, and they're going for a pretty beefy draft here with the Tig and Minotaur and Barretts here, and it's working so far, especially against the Alpha. Getting that level 4 that taught us welcome pretty early on in this fight is what they currently needed to win this, and they could possibly secure the first turtle as it will be up in 10 seconds. Let's see how this is gonna play out. A dash coming in from Bronya, but not much from it happens. Looks like Vlad is starting on the turtle early on, knowing that Alpha has a pretty fast clear. Is trying to go with the Spear of Alpha, gets Daytona's welcomed over here. Ooh, Sele with the steal with the Acid Recall, a penalty zone coming in. So is Alasia engaging with the Molina Blitz, getting another kill on Bronny here. This side goes for the side of Flying Eagles Academy as they completely get a triple kill here on Pumpkin, Vlad, and Bronya. What a fight going for them. They may have unfortunately lost the turtle, but they just repaid that back, and now they're 1k ahead of Farm, doing pretty well against the main team. I have my money on the academy, and looks like I paid right. What a team here! They're playing so damn good right now. It's like casting a different team, like a pro team over here. So yeah, I have my hopes up for academy here. As you can see, Bronya still applying vision, still putting some pressure on the academy here. And yeah, it's pretty exciting. Looks like the game will have to be a bit passive now. There's not gonna be much happening. What I think what Bronya needs to do is to get like a sacred hammer on Layla here. So we don't know yet. Looks like a gold lane gank is cooking up as King Sama keeps his stacks up here. Poked heavily by the Molina by Alicia here. Getting that Nana, I think it was the good choice. Maybe I was right, but once again, we don't know yet. As Spear of Alpha coming in here on Balkan Nightmare is in trouble. Sacred Hammer will be dodging that dash straight away, coming from Bronya, and does not catch what he needs. Though, as you can see on the XP sides, both of them are cutting for a rotation. Daytona's welcome coming in alongside the Molina Blitz, going in for the double kill. Monium Fury, Bronya will have to flicker out, but still getting caught. Implosion coming in from Bronya, possibly might kill, and does get the kill on Balkan Nightmare here. Christie gets a kill for himself, but so as Layla does get the assist on the kill on Bronya. Looks like he almost gets taken out here. Layla will have to retreat shortly. But for the XP laners now, it's time for the fighters to come in and join and contest what's needed to be contested here. As Pumpkin is watching out for King Sama here, not making sure he doesn't start a turtle straight away and just wants to wait for Vlad. It's a pretty tough matchup here, I guess, for the side of Flying Eagles now, since they do have to deal with a pretty fit Barretts, and that's not something you want to deal with in general. And looks like a penalty zone coming in, but once again is taken here by the zone's welcome. Does take it out here. Shutdown coming in from Sally. Balkan is in trouble and does get taken out here. And looks like a comeback is coming in from Flying Eagles here as they were behind. Now they're almost ahead in farm as it's only 400 gold now difference. Never mind, they're still getting more and more. They're pretty much tied in the gold here as they do get the comeback thanks to the shutdown and the turtle. They actually needed that. And this was more than enough to put them back in the game as the gold lane is gonna be ganked here. Looks like Layla is in trouble. Will try to escape as he still has his Purify. A save coming in from Balkan Nightmare and ooh, the Molina Blitz taken out Bronya here alongside the Monium Fury. What a play, what a save, what a counter play. They get the kill for himself, protect the gold lane, and still come out with a victory here. A pretty good win on the gold lane here for the academy here. They managed to defend. They managed to take out the Tig here. Um, Looks like the comeback's still not up yet, as the academy is still gonna be applying pressure. But so far, you gotta admit that Sele's been playing pretty good so far. The snipes are hidden, the astral echoes are being pretty threatening here. So let's see a sacred hammer coming in from Bronya alongside the implosion, but purify from Alicia coming in, canceling that out completely. And Amalian Fury is taken up by King Sama here. Poor Bronya. Oh Bronya, oh Bronya. Didn't even get the flicker in. Poor guy. Pretty interesting here. Looks like the Bronya is taken out, and that actually leaves open rotations coming for Academy as they can now pressure here. Looks like in terms of rotation, they are going for Pumpkin here. He is indeed in trouble. The Demonian Fury with the Daytona's Welcome coming on. This guy, Terizla's a bit too tanky, but that is not enough because they still take him out ever so easily. But I will say a lot of materials were kind of wasted on that, so Turtle for the Academy here might be troublesome. Conceal coming in from Bronya doesn't still have the implosion, but has the flicker. Looks like he was trying to like get a flicker sacred hammer in, but that's not the case here. As he does get the implosion now, and is just waiting for King Sama and Balkan to group up. Astro Echo comes in, making this whole situation way easier for Bronya now. As the Spear of Alpha coming in for the engage, Bronya with the flicker implosion, hitting absolutely no one. Alicia coming in, taking out Vlad here ever so easily. Dobby will heal just in time not to be taken up by Pumpkin here, but looks like he's still in trouble as Vulcan Nightmare taken up by Sally. Blazing the Word coming in from Layla here. The Vengeance is popped by Cresty with Speedy Light Wheel here. An insane fight coming in, but it looks like overall it's still going in as Dobby gets the double kill and wins this fight for the Academy here. What a fight! Sally is still playing safe, still staying back, but that's not enough because her team is just dead right now from the Academy here. A clutch coming in from Dobby, taking out what he needs and to win the fight and get an advantage for Academy here. Woo! Man, when I'm solo casting, it's tough to keep with everything. But apart from that, it's pretty damn fun. And speaking of fun, looks like the Academy now ahead of farm here, and they're gonna be taking advantage of that. They're gonna be trying their best to pick up as much as they need here. As Alicia is sort of taking the green jungle here. They're trying to push for the gold lane alongside Layla, but not much they can do because they know that Flying Eagles, the main team, they can punish if a single thing goes wrong. And speaking of which a Sacred Hammer coming in from Bronya, Speedy Light Wheel triggered by Christie here. Molina Blades coming in on Vlad, make him to half HP. I don't think Vlad will be able to participate unless he gets a second skill in on the minions and heals back up. But he's actually getting ready with the Spear of Alpha. You can see it charging up. Maybe he's looking for a jump? But Layla is too far away as he tries to go for Balkan Nightmare but misses, unfortunately. He tried, he tried. But it's fine. He has that CD like 10 seconds cooldown, so it doesn't really matter for Vlad here. Looks like they are still applying pressure to push on the gold lane as Dobby is now here. Looks like they could go for a 5v5, but King Sama would rather invade a blue wolf, which is the right choice. Especially when against an alpha here who kind of consumes a lot of mana. Dobby gets that Malefic Rook and we get a look on the farm and the builds. Ooh, looks like on the farm wise, 7k Barretts here is doing more than enough to just go in a 1v5 and tank the entire fight here. Pretty fit Barretts, and so is Khalid as well. Ahead on farm as they are in 4k, so let's see how this Lord fight is gonna play out. As Molina coming in alongside the Astral Echo here, looks like Bronya is looking for a chance to get an implosion in. Let's see how this is gonna play out as a flicker coming in and a hop coming in from Balkan Nightmare alongside the Monian Fury does take out Pumpkin ever so easily. Looks like Bronya is next, taken out by Alicia here alongside the Molina Blitz. Vlad, ooh, gets caught here in trouble as the Vlad gets Daytona's welcomed alongside Bling Duet taken out by Balkan Nightmare here. And this goes horribly for the side of Flying Eagles. Vlad did try to go for a steal but was exposed earlier thanks to King Sama's pull. What a play coming in from King Sama. It is not going pretty well for the side of Flying Eagles, the main team here. It's not their match, this one, as they are behind in 7 to 6k farm. It's it's pretty tough for them. Like I said, a beefy draft coming in from the academy here, and it's going so well so far. So let's see. They are now waiting for Layla here, as Layla's blazing duet is now something that they need during the fights, because without it, I think they wouldn't be winning as much. Or at least they would probably still win the fight, it's just the blazing duet is able to neutralize the backline here in this. And looks like Implosion coming in as he gets 2-man, but Malcolm Nightmare will be replying with the Monian Fury to heal up. A penalty zone coming in from a backline alongside the blazing duet coming in from Layla. Will be trying to take out Pumpkin here, but instead does get taken out by Vlad. It does get saved here. Vlad gets saved by, Pumpkin gets saved by Vlad here with the Spear of Alpha, getting in a 4-man kill over there, winning the fight for the side of Flying Eagles as the comeback is on. They are still behind the 5k farm, but that doesn't shake them one bit because they know they can still win it, and they are going in for the mid push. They're applying pressure here. Once they get 2 towers on mid, they're able to push side lanes ever so comfortably. Trying to kill King Sama here as he does miss his Detone's welcome, but it's fine because he manages to defend alongside with that retribution and get that mid tower secure and safe. Ooh, what a fight coming in from Flying Eagles. I didn't expect them to win this one, but they did. A clutch coming in from Vlad and Sele as well here with the Astral Echo making a huge difference during fights. So yeah, it's pretty unexpected. They did manage to neutralize the Layla here and not get his blazing duet in the backline. Another penalty zone coming in on Layla as he uses Blazing Duet, doesn't have his escape. Monian Fury, triggered by Balkan Nightmare, is caught in trouble here as the Molina will help him to get out ever so safely without getting poked so heavily. It's a pretty insane match going on here. This is despite the farm, I would say this match is pretty contested so far, even though it may look like the Academy is winning this with the farm, with the push, with objective wise. I would like it is still pretty contested because if a mistake slips by the academy, that could be the game now. 13 minutes in respawn time, it's not something to take lightly here, and a death could like, potentially lead to a loss. And speaking of that, looks like Bronya does understand that pretty well and will have to use his flicker to get out. And ooh, looks on the XP lane. Dobby is taken up by the Spear of Alpha in the penalty zone, coming from Pumpkin and Vlad. So this is a 4v5 here. Though the materials are kind of, they don't have the penalty zone, so they don't have to worry about that as King Sama gets in the retribution alongside the Tunnel's welcome, followed up by Monian Fury, gets a 2-man stun here, tries to get a kill, but does not do so as he is losing this fight, unfortunately, does get the Lord, but does not get out, and it's a double kill. Balkan Nightmare and King Sama got in a pretty troublesome position. I mean, that's, you know, that carry is there, she has that melting power coming in, the speedy light wheel, Astro Echo coming in on Alicia here, tries to go for Astro Recall on Alicia, but miss. Unfortunate for Sally here. But they can still win the fights as ooh, never mind, Vlad is caught by the Molina over here with Molina Blitz coming in as soon as that's followed up by Dobby Raging Sandstorm, but does taken out here. Layla's trying to take a fight and he does successfully getting a double kill on Christie here. Though they have to prioritize Golden and oh, looks like an Astro Recall to one-shot Layla and shut him up here on the red buff coming from Sele. What a snipe. Unfortunately, we did not see that. But Layla was like half HP and then bam, got deleted. So that's pretty unfortunate for him. Looks like it's gonna be a passive game as for the side of the academy will have to defend a few minion waves to keep their towers intact. After recall coming in from Silly here, looks like Kinsama is a bit forward here, a bit out, maybe trying to provide some vision, knowing that he's a bit too tanky. But if he does get caught, it is troublesome for him, so he kind of needs to watch out here. He's actually one of the lead fighters in here, one of the people who can and protect the fight and win the fight for himself. But Balkan Nightmare, on the other hand, the Minotaur is not in a good position. We'll have to use Flicker here to get out, as Christie with a speedy light wheel just pokes him heavily and gets him into a near death here. Though on the mid lane, Dobby, oh Dobby, you will have to flicker. Yep, you do, and still has the Raging Sandstorm to escape. He was not in a pretty nice position here. Looks like the Academy is just doing something pretty weird right now. They're pretty weird with their positioning, just being too forward in this and getting out of position. It's not gonna be good for them if they do it one more time and the Flying Eagles are managed to like punish it in time. This could cost them the game, so they kind of need to watch out though. Because farm right now doesn't even matter. Both teams are almost on full build, so Dobby getting chased here by Christie is not gonna let Dobby go. Still going in for the chase. Heavy pokes coming in from Christie. And looks like the Lord is up. This could be the Lord of the game. Let's see how this is gonna play out. As the pull coming in from King Sama. Pumpkin here on the other hand. Christie alongside Layla. We're doing a 1v1 here. Not going well for the both of them. We'll have to defend the top lane, pressuring that top inhibitor. But looks like Lord might fall for the hands of Flying Eagles here, as the Academy cannot even get close. But on return, they try to pressure on the bot lane inhibitor here, as you can see Dobby. But we'll have to go back. Doesn't even have to recall, he can just run back thanks to his movement speed here. And I would say their best bet here, the best choice, is that they could try to get Layla on Sele during the fight. Because so far, they've been losing just because of that Astral Echo alone. Like, getting that hitbox advantage for Flying Eagles here, alongside the implosion coming in from Bronya, is what's helping them so much. And keep in mind the penalty zone as well. Pumpkin really knows what to focus. He always goes for Layla here, making sure he at least wastes a resource or two. So, well played to Pumpkin, knowing what to prioritize and what to neutralize as well. So, let's see here. As you can see coming in from Bronya, looks like they are looking for implosion, and they do, but double purify coming in as the reply is back from Morning Fury, Blazing Duet on the front line here. Raging Sandstorm, Flicker, Dobby on the backline, we'll get a kill, we'll get a double immortality out, Lord still up, Layla gets Pumpkin over here, Bronya does die, though, Bronya kills Dobby here, and it looks like this is a successful defend, but there's still fight on, as King Sama is hungry for more, but unfortunately that's not gonna be good enough, as they do have to defend 3 waves coming in on them, and it's a buffed Lord waves. Astro Recall coming in from Sele here, and what a fight! What a fight! I mean, implosion from Bronya with a flicker, that's pretty good, but unfortunately, the double purify came in clutch from Alicia and Layla, so couldn't really do much after that, apart from trying to use the Sacred Hammer and getting out, but even that was not enough to do any difference whatsoever, so they didn't win that, unfortunately, and now they're giving the Academy a chance to hopefully get a comeback here. A pretty nice engage also coming from Dobby during the engage. As you can see, his Raging Sandstorm and the Flicker on the backline here. That was big for them. That was big for the Academy. Could have been a wipeout if it wasn't for that Dobby's engage. So Dobby doing pretty good so far, during the fights, he knows when to go in, he knows when to neutralize, he knows when to take care of his teammates here, and does protect also. So a pretty nice plays coming in from Dobby, and the replies coming from Balkan Nightmare is what's keeping the team together. Vlad with a Spear of Alpha will be getting out of here. He does not want to get caught, but Sacred Hammer coming in from Bronya as he picks on Balkan Nightmare. Morning Fury coming in with a Raging Sandstorm, cancelling the implosion, Blazing Duet coming in, penalties on the backline. Pumpkin focusing Layla like he should, and he does it pretty well as well. was Astro Recall coming in from Sally, gets a double kill, almost gets triple here. Looks like King Sama Immortality is out, will have to come and retreat on the Barretts, and looks like this side is going for the side that's a triple kill coming in from Sally, and so Astro Recall still looking for more. Sally is being aggressive with that mage, and there it is. The triple kill, like I said, could be here, and it is here. Did not disappoint, knows what to do with them. Astro Recall, snipe one after another, and on that Novaria, she's doing so good on that Novaria. Like this, I think this is the last time we're gonna see Sally on Novaria because it's gonna be banned now. Pretty threatening here. The Astro looks like a penalty zone coming in on Alicia. Does have to use the Purified though, just so she doesn't get caught by Christie. And ooh, there it is. Astro Recall, a lot of damage, forcing Alicia to be back here. And they could possibly go for the Lord here as Vlad and Bronny are up. It is currently a 4v5 because Layla still has 9 seconds to get up and will not make it in time. So unfortunate for the Academy, they have to give another Lord, and once again I'll say this could be the Lord of the game, but maybe Academy is not gonna disappoint, maybe get a wipe out unexpectedly and win the fight. We don't know yet. But yeah, so far, like, if Flying Eagles do the same engage again, this time they just need to improve on the implosion. This could be an easy wipeout for them. Because if you look at Pumpkin in most of the fights, he just goes for Layla. He knows that he needs to go for Layla. If Layla gets in on the back line, if he goes for Novaria there, that could be the game. And King Sama caught in a really bad position as a weird implosion coming in from Bronny here for some reason. But they managed to take out King Sama. This could be the game. They don't really have the front line they need. Let's see how well is this gonna go as Blazing Duet is coming in. Once again, Bronya caught heavily here, will have to flicker out. Dobby with the Raging Sandstorm flickering out, but Balkan Nightmare going in with the flicker. Monty Fury does get taken out by the Astro Recall here, and Layla no mana here with the trying to defend on the Lord. Dobby is in a really bad position, does get taken out by Vlad, and it's a good game for Flying Eagles for match number 1. What a game, what a fight. They were losing early pretty heavily, but they managed to come back in the late game knowing that it's their game here. They said, we are the main team and we're not gonna lose to the Academy. But let's see if they're gonna stay up to the words, as the Academy will have a reply from game number 2. And we are back here, Flying Eagles versus Flying Eagles Academy, Week 4, Game number 3, Match number 2 over here. And let's see how this is going to be a play out here. As you can see on the first match, the Flying Eagles were able to get a comeback here, make a comeback against the Academy. But let's see if the Academy is gonna reply here now and said, nope, we're not gonna do any more mistakes, and we learned from last match, and will they continue to dominate throughout the entire match here? Pretty interested to see this one. If we get a game 3, to be honest, I'm gonna be more than surprised. I'm actually gonna be happy, but yeah, apart from that, let's see how this is gonna play out as the ban coming in from Bronny on the Guinevere, and for the same, or for the side of Layla here, Layla gets the Matilda ban for the Academy. So I'm pretty much gonna say that the Academy is gonna ban Novaria here. They do take out Ixia. Um, meta pick here, and also at the same time, if you don't know, Layla is global Ixia here, so
I've been
something
waiting
worth
for too
banning.
long.
And the carry does gets taken up by King Sama here. A pretty interesting bands and picks so far. Bands coming in, they're just focusing one on another. Nothing really too meta is getting taken out. So yeah, like I said, I personally think they shouldn't leave the Novario for Sele. You just can't. You can't do that. You leave it, and that's trouble. That's more than trouble actually. So they gets her hands on that Novaria, and it's GG's that the Nana is taken up by Christie here, knowing the power of Alicia on the Nana here is doing more than enough to be threatening, and the joy. Ooh, this could be big here. Alright, let's see the first pick coming in from Flying Eagles. Bronya does have a lot of choices. Possibly could go for the Diggy first pick since he enjoys playing Diggy. But once again, we don't know. Let's see. I mean, I would say Diggy first pick could be something, but there are some counter picks to that, like a Kaja. Still can go for the Valentina as well and take the a time journey for herself because it's kind of needed. Usually, when Diggy is picked, you have to pick heavy CC alongside the Diggy, and there it is. As I say, the Diggy first pick coming in from Bronya actually is one of his favorite and most comfortable roamers that he plays with. But speaking of which, there it is, the Kaja coming in from Balkan Nightmare, as I called. Pretty known, pretty average. We all know this was gonna happen one way or another. So let's see here. We have the Nathan being showed, and it looks like Layla has watched the few Nathan matches on the Crown League. Because if you know, every time you've seen a Nathan, he dominates. I don't think we've seen a Nathan loss so far, have we? I don't think so. Every Nathan game has been like Nathan's 100% right now. But looks like the last two picks coming in from the side of Flying Eagles before the second ban phase. We have a Valentina being shown here. I mean, to be honest, Valentina being picked here, having that divine judgment, especially against the Nathan here, will be something big, something that you may or may not need. So let's see it. It's still not, the choice is still not up yet. The mage pick is a pretty tough pick. Could go once again for Novaria, but it won't be as effective as last match. Considering you have a Diggy, not much you can do with that. So let's see here. It is gonna be a
Your team
Fermis.
is picking.
To
So
live
now they're
is to
putting the
trick the
Kaja in a tough
reaper.
spot because he has to think, should I go for the Diggy
Hope will
or should I
find
go
a
for the
way,
Fermis?
even when all
And
is
that is putting
forlorn.
them in a really tough spot here, especially taking the Claude as well, which they kind of need that because if which I would say they kind of went for the Claude pick a bit too early. They could have waited for that. But once again, we don't know what they're planning, so let's see how this is gonna play out as the second ban phase coming in as Alicia picks the Vixana. Vixana is definitely a favorite. I would say that Vixana is a favorite pick, and mainly because of her wave clear,
Your
the way
team
she can
is picking.
rotate and like clear instantly and then rotate, giving her a bit of an advantage here. But when you're dealing against the Diggy and the Feramis, they also can clear possibly faster than the Vixana and the Kaja, and as well get a few pokes in thanks to the Feramis wide AoE range with the second skill.
I
Um,
might not be a lightning man,
Therese
but
getting
you
banned,
know
so is
I
Barrett's
tried.
here. They know they gotta take out the beefy stuff now, the beefy junglers and the XP laners, because those are the game deciders. But once again, there is still more than enough beefy jungles and tanks and fighters to deal with. So these are the main ones to take out since they're the most threatening. You still have the Lapo, you still have the Akai, you still have the Fredrin, you still have a lot more to go through here. So I'm pretty excited to see how this one's gonna play out. Looks like
The
they
hunt
could go and they
begins.
did go
Your
for the
team
Ruby
is
here, as I
picking.
was about to say. Since Ruby is also known to be a bit beefy sometimes, a lot of the
I will
CC,
choose
and
my
the
own
Arlott
Your
coming in
path.
team
from
is
Pumpkin
picking.
here. So now we have Yuzong, we have a Lapu Lapu open, which is your typical XP, matchup. But once again, we could be surprised and see an XP comfortable pick, something we don't expect, like a Badang or something. I don't know. Depends on how it's gonna play out. Doesn't have to be always be the Lapu and the Yuzong here, so maybe an Esme coming through. Esme would be pretty decent actually for Academy here, especially against the Diggy. But once again, there is a Claude, so
See
that
how
could
you
be
and me?
troublesome as the Fredrin gets
Your
taken up
team
here
We
is
by
picking.
should.
King Sama here, leaving Freya. Freya being shown. I think it's the first we see of Freya. Is this a Freya match? I love seeing Freya. I don't know why. She's pretty fun to watch. Knowing that out of nowhere she can just start like slapping one after another.
Daughter of Northern Bay,
And there it is.
I swear to
It
protect
is
you
the
till my
Freya.
last breath.
It is the Freya. I am excited about this actually. I think it's a first we see a Freya in the league. Let's see how this is gonna play out. As so Pumpkin is following up with a pick. With the Yuzong here is being shown. There's still Lapo, he might switch last second, but doesn't. And will go
Your
for
team is
the Yuzong.
The star.
Last pick is coming in from the academy. Dobby here does have options. He could go for the Khalid once again, but then you can also go for the Lapu. And there's some miscellaneous picks you can also go for, so let's see here. Last pick coming in for the side of Flying Eagles Academy, 30 seconds left on the clock, and let's see what they're gonna go for. And it's a CC. Ooh, we forgot to mention that CC is open. And there it is, the draft for all of you. The CC is taking here against the Yuzong. Pretty solid pick, not gonna lie, and a pretty interesting matchup. First, I see a Freya here, and I'm pretty excited about that. So let's see if this is gonna be another 2-0 or will it be a third game. We will see you during the match.
Till the enemy reaches the
And we are back. Match number 2 over here. Flying Eagles versus Flying Eagles Academy. Is it a 2-0 or is it a third match? Let's find out. And in the comments, I do agree. If Academy loses, it's rigged. You know, maybe the main team paid the Academy and said if you let us win, we'll pay you extra or something. I don't know, but let's see here as Balkan Nightmare does go and get the red buff for himself here on the Kaja. What an invade coming from this guy. He definitely did not expect this. And he does get the red buff for himself. Doesn't even have to waste any flicker, any resource coming from him, and he gets out ever so safely. Oh Vlad, look at this guy, level 1. Unfortunately, does not get the red buff he needs. But we'll get the Little Wanderer. I guess that makes up for something. But on the other side here, for the other jungler, looks like King Sama, you know, he's just farming comfortably here, have that happy music on, getting that level 4 the way he wants. And we might see another early domination from Academy, but let's see if it's gonna be enough, as Pumpkin does get the first blood on Dobby here, on the CC. Pretty unfortunate for Dobby here, gets taken out early on, that is not good for them. But on the other side, the advantage now that knowing that Fredrin does have the 4 before Freya could possibly go for an early gank here the way they want, and they do. Looks like they're going for Bronya here as Energy Eruption coming from King Sama, still getting some pokes in, almost gets taken out, and Balkan Nightmare is there to back it up and take him in. Sele over here on the other hand trying to get a bit of poke in, but does get poked instead. Still got the poke in, but it is unfortunately not enough as Pumpkin still goes in with a bit more engage here on Dobby, trying to get that passive in, gets that level 4 earlier, Black Dragon form activated. And looks like Vlad does have the Valkyrie Descent here, and might go in like slamming one after another, and as I said, there it is alongside Pumpkin as a follow-up, gets the kill here on King Sama. Is trying to go for more as Curtain Call coming in from Dobby, but unfortunately that's not the right choice as to engage against Vlad here. The Valkyrie Descent activated. Layla on the other hand using Entropy does take out the Pumpkin here alongside Bronya as well. Not a double kill since Alicia got one for herself here, a little treat. But that is more than enough for them to win the fight. Unfortunately though for Layla, Gold Lane will be pushed heavily by Christie here, allowing him to be still ahead, I think, in farm. Ooh, Divine Judgment coming in on Bronya, caught really badly here as he tries to revisualize, but doesn't save him from Alicia over here. And still, Dobby taken out by Pumpkin once again, King some of the Retribution alongside Appraiser's Wrath, still going in, pulling in some energy eruptions, and does win the fight pretty smoothly, almost gets a kill here, but gets what he needs and now will retreat. Oh, it looks like a steal coming in on that crab. Oh, this little wanderer goes for Balkan here. He just said, yeah, I need the movement speed to gank, so... yeah, pretty interesting here. Kaja so far, Balkan Nightmare has been doing pretty well on the Kaja. Pretty threatening, one that they have to look out for. A Blazing Duet coming in from Christie, to clear the minion waves as fast as he needs, gets that level 6. But then that won't be as effective as the next fight coming in won't be so good for the side of the Flying Eagles actually. Academy could possibly take the next fight as Bronya gets poked heavily by Alicia and Layla here, almost actually gets taken out here. I would say if Alicia had used the Eternal Guard here on Bronya, would have wasted a lot of materials, like a Time Journey and possibly the Revisualize coming from Bronya as well, so would have needed that. But once again, Alicia was a bit too far, so I don't think she was able to get that Eternal Guard in. Looks like a fight is cooking up on the mid lane here, as it is 3-2 here. Possibly gonna avoid that, and they will, as Revisualized by Bronya is triggered to heal himself a bit. Doesn't want to get picked off ever so easily. Entropy by the Layla, trying to push, but gets poked heavily as well. And the turtle is for the gold lane side here. Ooh, looks like Bronya once again poked heavily here. Does get some magic defense though, just so he doesn't die as quick. And Balkan Nightmare is looking to kill the Claude as he has that Divine Judgment. They really want to help the Layla here. Let him push a while, let him get his farm, let him deal his damage. He has that entropy ready, is going for the turtle, and this is gonna be a really quick turtle as Vlad is going and still has the Valkyrie descent, will be activating it shortly. Never mind, he does not get the turtle in time. Bronya is a really bad position as he is caught by that Divine Judgment. Netherrealm coming in from Sele does not save Bronya, but does kill Balkan here instead. Goes in for the counter fight. Vlad, Valkyrie descent is activated, stopped by Layla, still going for a chase, but it is out. No more Valkyrie's descent coming from Vlad. We will have to retreat. He won't have as much damage and his shield is gone. Pretty unfortunate for the Flying Eagles here. Looks like Layla is going in with a bit of poke, going in, winning against Chrissy actually. Nathan doing a lot of damage here, especially with the entropy. So, yeah. Oh my god, can we ban this guy from the stream? Anyway. Christy with the Blazing Duet here does not do much with it, unfortunately. Bronya poked heavily here. Layla is just 2v1ing. That Nathan is too. Like I said this in the draft. Every time we've seen a Nathan pick, he's just been so dangerous. And Dobby here is trying to go for a double kill. Does take Pumpkin out, but Vlad will be taking him out. So is the tower on the bot lane here. But in exchange, we'll be losing top lane tower here instead. What a play coming in as Vlad continues to push on that bot lane, pressuring the team further. And he will be getting it since, that's what a Freya does. There it is, another wave closing in, and bam! There it is, another tower falling from the bot lane. 2 towers in 7 minutes doing in a single push. That is something huge for them. Even though 7 minutes still late, but it's something they currently need. And looks like King Sama is picked up by Pumpkin here. Pretty unfortunate positioning coming from him. Still goes for the engage. Pumpkin doesn't have enough fighting in him yet. And looks like Dolby goes to have HP, but that's more than enough for him to just trigger the current call and heal up a bit. So it's fine for him really. Turtles up, as you can see on the map here. It looks like for the side of the Flying Eagles Academy, they're not gonna be catching up to that. And they would rather be playing safe here, to be honest, as Pumpkin still has the Black Dragon form to go in. Time Journey, triggered in by Bronya to save Pumpkin. Pumpkin with the Black Dragon form, getting a few pokes in, but doesn't really do much. Ooh, Blazing Duet on the backline here on Alicia coming in from Chrissy. Takes Alicia out ever so easily. Valkyrie's Descent coming in from Vlad. Diving down on only King Sama. And looks like is backed up by Sally's Nether Realm. They still go, and Malgan Nightmare has doubled back and gets caught and dies this time. They punish him here. He said he shouldn't have gone back there, but he did, unfortunately, and gets taken out here. Unfortunate for uh, the roamer here, Balkan Nightmare. He tried, really. He probably tried to get a poke in and a basic attack passive in, but didn't go well for him. It cost him a lot, and this mistake could be crucial. Alright, let's see here. As the game is pretty passive so far. I think they're just waiting for Balkan Nightmare to get a Divine Judgment in. Maybe followed up with Alicia and Layla here, enough to burst down basically anyone in Flying Eagle's side. The farm difference, as you can see here, almost 7k Layla, ahead of almost... no, he's ahead of everyone actually here. Layla is doing more than enough fine to just get his Holy Crystal. He has 3 items, and that's more than enough for him to just burst whoever he needs. And keep in mind, for Flying Eagles here, they don't have that magic defense to protect themselves against that. Not a single Radiant armor yet, so I'm pretty excited to see an Entropy coming in with a Melt, and speaking of which, looks like Valkyrie Descent coming in alongside the Divine Judgment. Time Journey is triggered by Bronya. There it is, the Nether Realm coming in from Sally, backing up the team, but it's not enough as she gets poked heavily, almost taken out in the process, but does get out on 1 HP as Layla no mana has that a lot of damage on that Nathan. Does have his tower fall, unfortunately. Pumpkin though. Pumpkin is looking for a kill, and successfully does with the Petrify alongside Christie here, will be taking out a free kill for himself. Balkan, he should have recalled on the low HP. Another entropy triggered, and once again Purify coming in from later, just so he doesn't get passive by the Yuzong here. Almost dies actually. And it is now a Lord fight coming in as Valkyrie's Descent is coming in here, taking out the one and only King Sama ever so easily with that Freya, and so is the Lord alongside of him. He said, I got the Freya and I'm gonna be melting you down faster than any other hero could. Not even Exborg or anyone else could catch up to that speed. Damn. Vlad on the Freya knows what he is doing, and he is dominating with that every fight he takes. Just been so threatening. This is something I never expected. This is something that's interesting, and it is. Freya is known to be really. I've played against Freya several times, and the few times I've seen a Freya jungle, she's. I mean, at the time I used to watch only Freya be playing tank, and it would still be as OP. But now, since the tank meta is over, and you have a damage Freya on the jungle, they're just melting one after another ever so easily. So yeah, let's see. Lord coming in on the bot lane as Valkyrie's Descent is triggered. Dobby is caught in a really bad position, and so is Balkan Nightmare. 2 flickers used, but Freya Vlad does not let that go slide, and will be getting a double kill here, possibly looking for a triple here on King Sama, but does not do so. The Blazing Duet on Christian backline here. Tries to go for a Lasher, gets taken up by Layla here. Single basic attack is all he needs, and bot lane hitter will be down here as Flying Eagles Academy are unable to defend that. That Freya damage. Vlad, what are you doing, man? That's just too much. Gets that 15 early on. Is just like 5 levels ahead of the roamer for Academy here. 15 to 10. Just no one's too tanky for this guy. Everyone is just a casual melt marksman assassin type stuff for Vlad here. Like I can just one-shot anyone if he wants to. Though Alicia does get the dominance ice. Ooh. I don't think I've seen a Dominus Ice Vixana before. Maybe it is something now. I've seen some weird Vixana builds over like the times Vixana's gone ever since that revamp. I remember just every month they would change something on Vixana in terms of the build. Like one time you get the cursed, one time you get the dominance, one guy, one time you just get attack speed for some reason. I think I did see that Feather of Heaven once going on Vixana just so she can boost her Eternal Guard attack speed, which was pretty damn goofy, but somehow it worked when it comes to taking objectives like Turtle Lords, and I think that was the main objective of the build. So yeah, looks like it is a passive game so far, not much happening on both sides, but Pumpkin is in a really awful position. Curtain Call coming in on him though, does get out in time, will have to use the Black Dragon form, and yeah, pretty fight coming in here as Christie is really caught in a horrible position but does get out thanks because it's a Claude. He can just run whenever he wants, but that is not enough as Dobby jumps in. Another round from Sele, a bit too late, does not save Christie here, and looks like another Lord will be falling for the side of Flying Eagles here. Too fast. Freya is just simply too fast. That could be the Lord of the game. I'm just saying, it could be. If Christie gets up in time, it's GG's. It looks like Christie is up in time as Lord spawns. Has his blazing duet. Everyone has their materials ready, their ultimates ready, except for Sally here. She had used another realm to try to save Christie, so just cooldown on it, and there it is. Looks like a full-on fight may or may not happen here. For the side of Effie here, Flying Eagles, they're going in for a quick invade before they go for a dive here. Waiting for Christie, waiting for Pumpkin. Sally does have her materials and looks like this could be a full-on dive as Entropy is triggered in by Layla invading here. Looks like an engage coming in. Divine Judgment on Vladdy does get taken out pretty heavily, but never mind, replies back with a Valkyrie Descent, getting a lot of kills, but Layla with the double and a mega kill here, getting a shot down here. It's doing more than enough damage on a Nathan to just defend completely and take care of the waves. Nathan, oh Nathan, pulling a lot of damage here, taking out Vlad ever so casually, does get the entropy in, tries to defend, but gets caught by the Pumpkin's Petrify here. It looks like Time Journey popped by Bronya. Curtain Call coming in from Dobby does not defend anything though. I think this could be the game if Christie goes for a tower, and it is! It is! It is the game! There it is! Flying Eagles winning the match, and like I said in the comments, people say it's rigged. I guess you are right. It is in fact rigged. I'm joking, but it's a good game for the side of Flying Eagles and the Academy here. Pretty nice matchup, one that I was looking forward to, and the results just went as I expected here, to be honest. Like I said, Flying Eagles Academy, I think it's first time Layla plays with the Academy here in the Crown League, and they still have a lot to learn, a lot to improve. They weren't practicing as much as they would do usually. And yeah, looks like we have Wolkenstern here, Bronny here, missing that implosions on the first game. How do you feel? Hello. Yeah.
I
What
mean, how I
words
feel
though?
about it. I mean, a win is a win at the end of the day. It doesn't matter
No,
how bad the
no.
gameplay was.
You
It
don't
is.
get to say that every time and get out.
It worked against Sunrise. Worked against Flying Eagles Academy. Man, at the end of the day, all that matters is the results. Okay. Hey, I was doing my job.